Well, we've been having so much fun with our new segment that started at episode 150, Answers from the Middle, that we're just going to cut right to that this week because we have some interesting follow ups
Do we ever?
from what I think will end up being one of the most popular questions for us that we call the Never Flusher.
Yeah. So this one's incredible. Just you wait. Hey guys, this was an email by Anonymous writing in to say that I was there. And the Never Flusher is real and lives on. I interact with the Never Flusher regularly, and the toilets are still never flushed. Corey, I appreciate your goal to lighten the mood, but I gotta say, it was a tough room. The flushers were fed up. That leads me to my question. What is the best way to handle this problem? Install automatic toilets? A safety flush upon entering the bathrooms? Just give up? Thanks for the help. Signed, Tired of the Stank. So we have a responder who obviously recognized that story.
Wow.
We don't know if this was the confronter in the story, but we do know that this was someone who was there on that fateful weekend.
The guy's weekend. Wow. When the first emailer realized they were in fact a Never Flusher.
Yes.
Wow.
I want to know if the person who sent in the original story, the Never Flusher, did they just share out the episode and then somebody else was able to chime in? Like, was this a self-defecating thing where they thought they'd just get it out there?
Perfect.
Or does this other person just happen to listen? And like we caught the Never Flusher. I will never know. I almost don't want to know. I'm just very excited we get a follow up on this.
So do we think they're asking what's the best way to handle this problem if you're the Never Flusher or for the friends in his life?
No, I think from this dude's perspective. So like this guy's apparently, he says he's regularly interacting with the Never Flusher and toilets are still never flushed. He's asking, what do I do?
Oh, what do I do as a friend of the Never Flusher?
As a friend of the Never Flusher who is putting specifically, I think his questions are geared toward not like how can I help my friend so much as to like, okay, this is happening, so I need to know, like, when I go in, do I just need to go in and blindly find a toilet handle and flush it before I even look? Like, I think that's one of his questions. Do we need to install automatic toilets? Will that fix the problem?
Got it. I gotta say, I feel like this is almost at the level of an intervention. Like, this person needs to change their behavior. I think it's almost elevated to that level. Like, you can't just keep going through life as a person who doesn't flush toilets.
I know, this is so wild to me. Like,
I almost think, like, not that I don't believe the person, but like maybe in the dark recesses of their mind, they'll admit that this is like kind of a fun thing to keep going at this point, because how do you not remember or think to, I think you just have to fix this. I think this person needs to change. And I think that you might be, if you're a true friend in their life, then you will help them get help.
I think maybe a sign on the mirror asking, did you flush? Or if it's like an office restroom, like put a note on the inside of every stall that person would potentially be using. Something along those lines. Because I do think that this would help a lot of people if the Never Flushers friends were to, as you said, intervene and take care of things that way. I just want to chime in a little bit here. I'm not trying to make up for last time since I wasn't here last week, but listening to you guys talk about it, I have one, a brief story, and two, a basic opinion. But so there was once a time recently, we've had contractors coming in and out of our home to give us quotes on doing some remodeling work. And one of the contractors showed up like 15 minutes early. I was upstairs in our bathroom pooping. Like, I it was a situation where I had just finished wiping, and like the Ring Video doorbell thing goes off, and I'm like, holy crap, he's here. So I like finish wiping really quick. My pants are still down, so I'm now like hurrying up to like trouser up, and I didn't wash my hands because I was only the only one in the room. Nobody knows except for now everybody who listened to this. And I'm pretty sure I probably shook the guy's hand too when he walked in the door. But so I lit him in, and I'm like, okay, this wasn't so bad. He wasn't there for very long, not even a second doorbell ring. Everything worked out. I've gotten away with my pants being down. And so just so happens that it is our master bathroom that we're looking at getting remodeled.
Oh, no.
And I did not flush. I was horrified. I'm not a never flusher, and so like I assumed that I had flushed. And so we're in there, we're talking the remodel, he's measuring things or whatever. He's all around the toilet. I never look into the toilet. It doesn't even occur to me until like after he left. And then like hours later, I'm back in our master bathroom and I look in the toilet. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
It made it the whole time?
It made it the whole time. The dude he definitely saw it. It definitely looked disgusting.
Definitely smelled it, no?
I didn't smell anything when I was in there with him, but I don't know. Or at least not enough to like trigger that something was going on. The guy never said anything to me. Never even caught a weird glance from him. He definitely had to have seen it. That was an embarrassing moment for me.
Wow.
Brought back that recent memory listening to you guys talk about it. But no, I've always assumed when I go into a public restroom and I see that a toilet has not been flushed, it never crosses my mind that this was a never flusher. I never thought of a never flusher as a thing. I always thought of it as someone who for some reason, my mind jumps to being inconsiderate, that this was an inconsiderate person.
Yeah, you think they knowingly did that.
Exactly.
It never crosses your mind that they have a lapse in the moments after wiping.
Yeah. But I mean, it happens. And I can't come up with a reason why somebody wouldn't flush unless they think it's too gross to touch a toilet handle in a public restroom. And I guess my mind has gone there. And I've made that assumption before that they're too grossed out to touch the toilet handle after they've pooped. They expect me to touch the toilet handle for them. How inconsiderate.
Right.
Yeah,
that's where my mind goes.
I always just assume that they've clogged the toilet. Maybe I'm just projecting. I just assume that they clogged the toilet and they just kind of had to leave it because like it's not their toilet. Like they're not going to run out and find a janitor to come along and try to fix it. So they just
that's embarrassing.
Well, it's clogged. I guess I'm going to leave it.
Yeah, you could remain anonymous.
Inconsiderate seems much better than clogging it in that moment.
Okay, Dylan. So if you are a friend of the never flusher, and this keeps happening when you're with them on trips, when they come to your house, when you visit theirs, what do you do?
Well, at first I was thinking we were going to respond as the never flusher. And I'm thinking, if you have pets or kids, this is a meet the parents situation. You got to teach Jinxie how to flush it, right? Or like you're paying off your kids like, a quarter a flush. Like if you run in behind me and you catch it, I'll get you a quarter each time. Like you come up with some system, at least to get some extra treats for Mr. Jinxie. But I was thinking as the friend, that's tough because you don't know how frequent they're together. I mean, do you take a little card and like tape it above the toilet roll, like when you're around, like a laminated card that's easily like bleached clean and just like a little bit of duct tape and just slap it up by the toilet paper? I don't know. Do you politely, if you know this is a thing and you have their number, do you text them when you know they're in there? Be like, hey, just a friendly reminder. I know they're on their phone. Let's not pretend like everyone's not in there on their phone anyway. So like, what's going to pop up at the top, when the text rolls in. So maybe you just text them if you care about them enough. Maybe it's like, hey, just friendly reminder, just courtesy flush at least, even if you don't flush again at the end. Courtesy flush in the middle.
If this person has a significant other, I want to talk to their number too. I would love to hear from them.
Either
Like,
way, it's a crappy situation, right?
How have
Yeah.
you managed to do this?
It's murky at best, and it's a really crappy situation.
It'd be really
Yeah.
solid if we could get the full story.
Exactly, man. We're just trying to help this man stay afloat.
Yeah.